Welcome. Let's talk about Bitcoin from a multi-time frame perspective and also talk about on the lower time frame the perfect setup that was presented that I covered on my X account right before this big break to the upside. So I want to talk about the strategy used there. If you missed this, then you should have a better strategy that can get you in on pullbacks with the trend direction. And I want to cover that exact setup that I covered in detail, catching this from 68K and still holding right at this moment as we trade at 88K. So we'll go over that whole setup on the lower time frame, talk about my strategy that was able to get in on that. But follow me on X if you want to get all of these updates. I'm updating things constantly there, tons of posts, and even on things like Euro Dollar, the perfect short setup that formed there where we had a huge dump off, along with this catch before the big break on Bitcoin. So follow me on X if you want to get all of those updates frequently, and I'd appreciate that. So let's talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to cover the full high time frame cycle top and what I'm expecting with that, but also covering that low time frame setup, talk about that strategy that got into this big break move here and kind of the expectations from current price and what's going on right at this very moment, covering some indicators here that I want to show you guys that I think will be really helpful for those of you who want just a simple way to secure profits and scale out of long-term holdings. So I'm going to cover a bunch of stuff in this video. Before getting into everything, just want to give a quick shout out to my affiliate exchanges. So got BingX here. They set me up with a limited time event. So new bonuses for people who make deposits using my affiliate link. They have a bunch of different deposit bonuses. And this is a special event that they set up for my users, but in addition to these bonuses, you can also get the standard bonuses on top of all that that they offer to any new user. So check out BingX Exchange if you're interested in getting all of these new user bonuses. If you can't access BingX due to your location in the world, then check out Bit2Next Exchange. They also have newcomer bonuses, and they're allowing anyone globally, no VPN, no KYC needed, crypto exchange only. And so check out Bit2Next Exchange also if you're unable to access most exchanges due to your location. This is one of the few exchanges allowing anyone with no KYC or VPN. Cool thing about BingX though, if you can use them, is that they're allowing trading of crypto, Forex, commodities, and indices. So variety of markets over at BingX, and they have the double bonus thing going on that they set me up with. So now let's cover this specific setup that I was talking about. I covered this in detail on X, and so make sure to follow me on X if you want to get all of my updates. I'm updating there frequently with the setups I'm looking at. Had the perfect setup that presented itself at around 68,000 on this pullback for buying Bitcoin for a trade, not for a spot holding, but for a trade setup right before the huge break that we got to the upside. So I'm going to go to these indicators for now. We'll talk about those in a bit, but I want to cover this specific trade setup that formed. And so if you miss this big break, maybe think about a different strategy, or I'm just going to cover my strategy, see if you like it. I've been using it for a very long time. It involves trend following, market structure, divergence, hidden and regular divergence. Let's get into the setup. So this was posted on X. It was November 5th. And I said Bitcoin has a few things going for it on the bull side. So if we see this regular bull div confirm on a cross up, I would definitely long. And so we had the hidden bullish divergence, which I marked in here with the TCI momentum indicator. And then we had a potential regular bullish divergence that was not yet confirmed, as I marked down here. And then we were in a discount zone of the current bullish structure and over the 200 EMA. So everything with my strategy was accounted for. We even had swing failure patterns forming at the lows here. So let's go into that setup, which was right here before the big breakout of our overall range. And we're still holding on to this trade, still in this position, because I do believe we're going to go higher, and we're not done with this move yet. So I'm going to cover why that's the case, why I think that this is still not done, what I would do to close this specific trade position, what I would need to see there. Okay, so this trade setup, my strategy combines trend following. So we have a 200 EMA. This is 4 hour time frame, and market structure. So I want to trade with the trend and with the current market structure, both on my side. The market structure was bullish here. So as soon as we broke over this high here, we were in a new bullish structure. So the higher low to look for was here. This was the low of the current bullish structure. I have multiple videos about how I do structure, so you can watch those. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but this was the market structure. As soon as we broke over this high, the next thing to look for was a pullback and a higher low compared to this low right here. So that was the low that must hold to maintain the bullish structure. So once we're in bullish structure, I'm looking for the pullback to begin, and this is our bull structure range, okay? And we're over the 4 hour 200 EMA. So we have bull structure over 200 EMA. Now I want to see a discount in the context of the bullish structure. So discount would be 50% retracement or more, which we got on this pullback. Okay, so just to confirm that, you can see that. Now, hidden bullish divergence, something that I have always used, regular bullish divergence, something I've always used. We got the hidden bullish divergence. So see this higher low on price, same time we get the lower low on our momentum indicator, the TCI here. So hidden bullish divergence confirmed. Now we need a regular bullish divergence. Here it is. And as I said on X, at this time, it was not yet confirmed. So I said, on a cross up to confirm the regular bullish divergence, I would definitely long. That's what happened. We got the cross up here, which happened to be on this candle. So around 68,900. So this was the long right there. And I updated it all on X. So guys, if you want to follow all my setups, I'm always talking about what's going on. You can see just how many posts I've made since this one on November 5th. I'm just covering different setups, euro dollar, Litecoin, the overall cycle, what I'm expecting, Ethereum there, a bunch of different stuff, constantly updating, Filecoin, CVX. So check out that if you want to see my setups, what I'm looking at in the market. So we got that set up there on this 4 hour is the perfect entry before our big break. Stops went to break even. I also posted about that once we got this spike up. Stop loss to break even, and just continuing to ride it right now. Now, let's talk about what I expect with this current move at this very moment. So I still expect we're going to go higher. Now, that doesn't mean we will go straight up from here, but we might. What I'm expecting is that we may have a little bit of a pullback, but I'm expecting that pullback, if we get it, will then break higher. And the reason for that, the reason I don't think this move is done, is because we have no signs that this is slowing down yet. Now, look at our balance of power. We're still making new highs there with this current push up before this pullback, this little pullback began. We don't have any clear bearish divergence. So momentum, new highs on momentum, new high on balance of power, until we start seeing this put in lower highs, balance of power, a lower high cross down on momentum as well. For me, there's still a lot of momentum here. So when you have a strong trending move, normally things are going to keep going until we start seeing signs of things slowing down, which would mean lower highs on our momentum indicators, balance of power, bearish divergence forming. We don't have that yet. So to say that this is done and that it's time to take profit from longs down here, it's just not there yet. So I think that maybe partial profits are due, but to close out a position wouldn't make sense right at this moment. But if we were to do this, let's say we pulled back a little and then followed through up to 95K or wherever it's going to go, and then we saw the lower highs, the bearish divergence forming here, then from a short-term trade like this, then it would make sense to close out, take profits on that, and then look for a new setup if we get a deeper pullback. Okay, so that's the idea why I think we're still going higher here in the shorter term. Now, let's go take a look at the bigger picture, the full market cycle, cycle tops, stuff like that, overall targets to look for. Now, some indicators I think will be very helpful for you guys. This one's called Bitcoin Rainbow Wave, and it's been really great at picking the tops and bottoms of each of the market cycles. Okay, so for this specific cycle, we should be heading for a cycle top somewhere between 170K and about 250K. Okay, so that would be this red box. You can see each of these cycles, we have poked into that red box, right? And that's been our cycle top each and every time. And so the idea is to have something that's consistent, that's worked in the past, as a way to determine when we want to start scaling out of long-term positions before the next bear market. Okay, so we have this one thing to look at for a 170K to 250K top for this cycle, which could happen somewhere between about 91 days from now and anywhere from that to 190 days from now, somewhere in this range for our top. That's going to be the idea. But we can also look at another indicator. This is the Bitcoin halving cycle profit. Both of these are free indicators on TradingView that anyone can access. Go check them out. These are going to be really helpful for just your spot holdings when to start scaling out of your positions. Okay, so you can see that this is the halving cycle profit. Once we get into this green zone, which we're not in yet, it's time to start thinking about scaling out or to start dollar cost averaging out of your positions for your long-term holdings. And then once we get to that profit end phase, we can see what has happened at the end of this green box each time we go into our next bear market. So just some things based on history that we can use to our advantage to just know when to start securing profits from the dollar cost averages of the previous bear market and into this current bull market. I want to start exiting in this green box, and it could run higher, but remember we have that target as well. So if we put both of these up, we may have a great kind of idea of where to best secure our profits. So if we were to start getting up to that 170K area and we're in this green box, it's time to think about closing out of positions and then to wait for the next bear market. Once we get back down here around that green box, it might be time to start dollar cost averaging. And then we have this other indicator telling us also to start dollar cost averaging as well. So we can kind of combine these two indicators and get pretty close to the top as best we can, because no one knows when it's going to top, and also stay level headed. So when a lot of people might be calling for 500K or $1 million on this current cycle, maybe it's time to start scaling out based on some actual indicators that we have that have been very accurate in the past, instead of just speculating purely based on nothing. And so next cycle, maybe that's when we hit that 500K, but not looking very likely for this current cycle. Once we get down into this area, so between 60K again in the next bear market, between 60 and 75K, that's going to be a great area to start dollar cost averaging according to this. And so I think most people will do better off following something like this than they would just kind of winging it and going based on how they feel at the time or some other thing that they're looking at. It seems to be a pretty proven model here for getting in and buying at a discount and selling at a premium. That's kind of the whole goal of investing in trading. So sell at a premium, buy back at a discount. That's kind of the whole goal. So this can help you do that. It might break, it might not be accurate, but at least you're getting in at a discount, you're selling at a premium. So not saying it's going to always work, it's not always going to be accurate, of course not, but it will at least help you buy low and sell high. That's the whole goal, right? So that's it for this video. Hopefully these indicators are helpful for cycle top and when to scale out. That's what I'm going to be using, just keeping it simple. There's no reason to overcomplicate it. And for those trade setups, not spot holding, but for those actual active trading setups, that is the strategy that I love and have used that works really well. And also explain my reasoning why I didn't think this was done running yet. I think we're going higher due to our momentum still being quite strong. No signs of slowing down right at this moment. So at least another push up before getting into somewhat of a decent sized correction. So yeah, that's my thoughts right now. Thanks guys for watching and have a great day.